Hey guys, Keaton here from TechSmart, and today we'll be doing a drop test of the newly released Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Now I gotta tell you, this phone looks like an absolute beast in the hand, on paper, and pretty much in any type of scenario you put it in. It features a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED HD display, and this comes in at a resolution of 1080p, so everything just flies off this phone. It just looks super great. Features 3GB of RAM. It is the first phone to feature that. Features a 3200 mAh battery, so this phone can last you tons of days on end, and this is one of my favorite features of it. So let's go ahead and see how it holds up in case a phone does fall out of your pocket or you're just trying to intentionally drop it. So we're going to be doing this from 3, 7, and 10 feet heights. Let's go ahead and get started with the pocket drop. So first, let's go and do the pocket drop here. So what this is going to simulate, if your phone really fell out of your pocket or you just were texting someone, you missed your pocket and it hit the ground, and hopefully it did not shatter. So this is the real working Samsung Galaxy Note 3 here. It works very great, as I've not already preached to you guys. So now let's go ahead and see how it holds up from about 3 feet. So phone in the pocket, dropping in 3, 2, 1. So after the pocket drop here, the only damage that was truly done to the phone was the dent on the side here, and that's where the phone actually made impact with the ground. It's the upper left-hand corner, and I'll show you a close-up in a second of what kind of damage was endured there. Now keep in mind here, if you do multiple drops on this specific corner, this is where it mostly hits the ground, it's going to start to become chipped wear and tear, and it's really going to affect the performance of how it feels in your pocket, and it's kind of just going to feel jagged when taking it out. The other damage that we saw here is the camera lens on the back is completely cracked. Now surprisingly, the photos still turn out okay, but this is just something you want to note when dropping it from a pocket level. So from the first part of the test here, we kind of saw the phone took a few hits, but overall the functionality still worked. The camera took a hit, and it actually is cracked in the back here, but from the sensor and from the photos we took, it remains fine. You can still see the video, camera, it just looks clear right out of the box. We saw a little blemish at the top here, but don't really fear anything because the phone could still work and do all the capabilities. So now we're going to do the 7/6 foot test. So if you were talking on your phone and your phone fell out of your hands here, so say you're talking to your best friend, hey best friend, how you doing? So now let's go ahead and drop the phone in 3, 2, 1. So from the 7-foot drop here, it's kind of a crime scene. The Note 3 is in one spot, and the S Pen has just flown off in the distance, and that's because of the point of impact. The screen is fine here. We just have a little ding to the right-hand corner, the lower right-hand corner of the screen. It's not going to affect the phone at all, but it did land on the same spot as it did with the pocket drop, so the bezel's starting to tear off a little bit, and it is quite jagged. So the screen is completely intact, and it's absolutely flawless, so you can pretty much do whatever you'd want with it, as it is not affected at all. One thing is the slot where the S Pen goes, it also took a bit of damage there. It's not going to affect the S Pen or how it slides in, but it's just something to note, as any kind of drop you see will show wear and tear on the metal bezel. So after the talking on your phone or 6 and 7 foot drop really held up well, the only problem we see here is it landed on the same point as it did on the 3 foot or pocket drop test. So for lack of a better term here, this corner right here is completely rocked. The bezel is starting to actually come off the phone. You can kind of pick at it a little bit. It's a little bit jagged, but again, it will not be affecting your performance of the phone, so that is always great. So now let's go ahead and check out the 10-foot drop. This is just a random drop, however it falls out of my pocket. And then next, we're going to go ahead and drop it right on its face and see how it holds up. So in 3, 2, 1. So after the 10-foot fall, I wish I had better news for you guys, but the phone completely cracked. It's spiderwebbed all amongst the phone, and surprisingly, the phone is fully functional. Now, you might be saying, why surprisingly? Well, with the S4 versus iPhone 5 drop test, if you want to check that out, link can be found right below that like button. The phone actually stopped working after about 20 minutes after the drop. So about an hour after here, as I'm recording this video, the phone is still fully functional. Just the only downside is glass shards are actually poking my finger every time I want to actually use this phone. So a way to get around that is either get the phone fixed, buy a new phone, or just put a screen protector on here so your fingers are safe. So just to conclude the drop test here, I'd say the Galaxy Note 3 held up pretty well with the 3 and 7 foot drop tests. Now, whenever a phone lands on its screen, more than likely it's going to go ahead and shatter it, as that's what's taking the impact. Now, if it lands on any other part of the phone, like we saw with the bezel in the 3 and 7 foot drops, it's going to take a beating, and as you saw, my bezel was starting to tear off a little bit. But I'd say the phone still works, it's great, just the only thing is I have a shattered screen now. So just one more thing to note here, when the pocket drop occurred and it pretty much shattered the back camera of the phone, I personally thought the camera was done for and photos were just pretty much useless on this phone, but surprisingly, photos actually look a little bit better as a little bit more light is being brought in, and it still appears to be clear in the photos and video as well. So I'm not encouraging you to go and break your camera lens or anything like that on your Galaxy Note 3, but this is just something I wanted to note. So after the 10-foot drop here, the phone completely cracked, the point of impact was here, and just completely spiderwebbed all around the phone, and the phone is still usable, unlike the Samsung Galaxy S4 versus iPhone 5 drop test, where after 20 minutes the Samsung Galaxy S4 just completely stopped working. But this one here has been running for about 30 minutes now, and it still works fine. The only thing is shards of glass are sticking out of the phone here, so so they do jab your finger and hurt tremendously. So the only blemishes we really saw in this drop test was obviously the screen. The bezel here is kind of coming off the phone, and then we went ahead and saw the camera completely cracked in here. Now we showed you some photos, and the camera appears to be fine. Just something to note though, as your photos might not turn out 100% crystal clear like they would out of the box. Thank you guys so much for watching this video of dropping the brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 3 at 3 lengths, the 3, 7, and 10 foot lengths. If you guys enjoyed this video, go and give the video a like, as it lets me know you love mass phone destruction here and you guys want more content like this. Also, let me know in the comments section down below what you would do with a phone like this. Would you go ahead and give it away? Would you go ahead and get it repaired? Would you buy a new phone? Again, I would love to know what you have to say in the comments section down below. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.